All right, let's talk about plastic straws. Now, this is something I have given way too much thought to, and you probably see that plastic straws are being phased out in single-use restaurants all around the planet, or at least especially in the West, the places that I've been. And you think, okay, good, because plastic straws pollute the planet, and plastic's bad for you, it leaches chemicals, right? And so we're better off with paper. Are we, though? Because a new study shows that paper straws contain forever chemicals in many orders of magnitude more than plastic. And so, as I've gone through, so when I had babies, I read about the dangers of bisphenol, BPA and BPS. And then I said, okay, I don't want to give them things with plastic. So I started to stock up on things that were stainless steel. So I bought these. These are just stainless steel straws. When my son was really little, my mother-in-law was like, that's metal. He's a baby. And I was like, I know, I'll just hold it. I was crazy about this kind of thing.
Yes, she was.
I still am a little bit crazy about that because I didn't want to, expose them to the leaching chemicals in plastic. Now, I never thought twice about it when plastic straws or paper straws started to come out that this could be worse. I just thought okay, it's uncomfortable though. I don't really like it because they turn soggy.
Yeah, it's like chewing cardboard.
And yes, and they don't hold up, especially to the things that Clayton drinks. I get a big ass, cold brew. Yes.
I'll get a big ass coffee. That's what I ordered when they said, what do you want? I say, do you have a big ass size? Because that's the one that I want. And that straw does not survive.
It doesn't.
That entire drink. There's no way. And I want, or a big unsweetened iced tea, Dunkin' Donuts or something like that.
That is your favorite.
I love that, right? Yeah. That straw is not surviving half of that drink. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
It's garbage.
Ahead, David.
And I was going to say, I hate when they, you put the straw in, you pull it out, and it sticks to your lips. That drives me insane. So you're sitting there, pulling a straw off your lips.
What? Okay.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Right. Paper stuck to my lip. Now I get this soggy, limp straw, dry stuck to my lips.
But that stuff is toxic chemicals that stuck to your lip. And I'm going to show you the data because you think okay, maybe that's kind of just as bad as plastic. No, it's many orders of magnitude worse. And at least plastic, do you ever have one of those, at least we all know someone who does this, who's chews the heck out of their plastic straw? Like a big gulp or something. And then the plastic straw looks disgusting, like a piece of gum.
Yeah.
And, at least that's mostly intact even after that person's masticated it, right? The paper straw will not do that. It breaks down so much that we are ingesting more of those forever chemicals. So here's the study. This is a really good example of climate policies that maybe were well-intentioned, but not thought out and make things worse. We're going to go over the study in detail in a minute, but let's just back up because the whole history of our hatred of plastic straws goes back to this viral video from 2015 where a biologist removed a straw from a sea turtle. This went viral and started this outrage about plastic straws. I'm going to only show you about 40 seconds of it where she goes, plastic, oh my God.
Plastico? Is it a straw? Don't tell me it's a freaking straw. Because it looked like in Germany we have we have those with the black stripes. That would a straw, plastic straw.
Okay. It's a really sad video and sweet turtle. It's been viewed over, millions of times. It's over 8 minutes long and the poor thing does suffer as they try to get it out of their nose. But does that mean that plastic straws are actually the main thing polluting the earth or worse for this turtle? No. In fact, plastic straws are estimated to make up 0.03% of the 9 million tons of plastic waste. If that's the case, our focus on straws seems very disproportionate, don't you think? Especially when you consider that plastic itself is less of an issue as waste management, because low-income countries only collect about 50% of their trash. That is the bigger problem. When countries, and Bjorn Lundberg's data shows this unequivocally, when a country increases its GDP and increases its prosperity, they are better able to handle their trash, and that trash doesn't end up in nature, which means that that's really the big problem, right? Making sure that other places can be prosperous. It's not necessarily plastic, because most plastic, even plastic that goes in the recycle bin, is not recycled. The best place for plastics is really in the incinerator if you buy it. In fact, most countries, they don't recycle their plastics. So when you put it in the trash, that trash is burned up. That is a solved problem, right? That's not going to hurt the turtle. So this is a disproportionate reaction we're having to plastic straws. Once again, people who study these things know that the problem is not eliminating these things, but better management around the world and prosperity for all places. But we freaked out about plastic straw because that turtle got our hearts collectively. Okay, well, give us that one. But now about those paper straws, they break down into a pulpy mess. And guess what is in that pulpy mess? Forever chemicals. We're talking about PFAS or poly or perfluoroalkyl substances. I'm not sure if I pronounced all of the consonants right. These are called forever chemicals because your body takes a long time to process them out of your system. Plastic straws also have forever chemicals, but far less, and you're about to see it in a chart. Plus, again, at least they stay intact, even when you chew them to death, like maybe that one friend you have, or maybe that's your habit, I don't know. So back to the study, here are all the different types of straws. They got some at toy stores, some at variety stores, some at supermarket chains. They went around and collected paper, glass, bamboo, stainless steel, and plastic. These are researchers in Belgium, but we can say this is pretty representative of in and around Europe and the US and North America. Now, here is what they found. Look at the chart here, and this is a little bit hard to see, so I'm going to walk you through it. Plastic straws. So this is like the different concentrations of chemicals that can leach out of these types of straws. See where it's segregated paper on the far left? Look how many chemicals are in these paper straws. It is a heck of a lot. The next line over says glass, and there actually is quite a lot of chemicals that can be leached out of glass. I guess the way it's treated later. Bamboo also has quite a few chemicals coming out of them. And if you want to break down the types of these chemicals, I recommend you read the study. Stainless steel, virtually nothing. So that's your best bet, right? Is to carry around these straws that I just showed you and reuse them. And then you're not going to hurt a turtle because it stays in your purse, right? And then
have
plastic.
one in my truck.
Very good. Yeah, I carry these all the time. And then look how few chemicals are in plastic. So I was freaking out about the wrong thing. I mean, there is chemicals here. I don't want those chemicals on a brand new baby. I don't regret having done that. Thankfully, I didn't go and get them paper straws. And we chose the stainless steel. But at the same time, we are collectively saying that paper is better. It is clearly not. By many orders of magnitude, they're terrible. Stainless steel, again, is the best straw, but again, plastics, which we all freak out at, is second best. That blows my mind.
That's crazy.
Plastics are nowhere near the demon that we thought they were. So here is what they concluded, that these forever chemicals were found to be present in almost all types of straws, but primarily in those made from plant-based material. So the bamboo ones, even those are bad. These eco-friendly plant-based straws are not necessarily a more sustainable alternative to plastic straws because they can be considered as additional sources of forever chemicals in humans and the environment. Because what if that paper straw, although the paper straw is not going to make it into the turtle's nose, it would just disintegrate, right? So 1 point for the paper straw for that. So again, we're exposing ourselves to more toxins with this straw shenanigans that we're putting ourselves through, and it makes our drinking experience so much worse. Let's all agree on that. I'm going to look at the chat now. So in YouTube, we put up a poll that asked, do you like paper straws? 14% of you say you do. You're lying. You just think that that's the right thing to say. Look at the chart again. That's the wrong thing to say. Do you like them now that you know that you're drinking toxins? How about a little toxins with your Starbucks?
86% say no, they don't like paper straws. Give me that one of the steel straws. Okay. I am not a fan of these. I don't like how they like feel against my teeth when I've like, I don't.
But you
like
almost never use straws.
No, I don't use straws ever really. So yeah, I don't care. Except when I get the big ass coffee at like a Dunkin' Donuts or something. I want
no, because the cold brew, you like to.
Yeah, but that's, I know. Well, that depends if it's got that lid. But anyway, but someone in the chat says, Amazon or whatever, they sell the little straw pipe cleaners that go through the thing and cleans it out. So
they're a pain in the butt to clean. You have to use the pipe cleaners.
You're right. This is another example of like climate anxiety. Right. We see a video about a turtle with a plastic straw up its nose. And then we think we're going to somehow, like the planet is going to be saved somehow because we're going to remove plastic straws from San Francisco and plastic bags.
Well, it's just, it wasn't thought through. But somebody knew that. Like, okay, good. We're going to make wood straws or, bamboo straws or pulp straws and the public will buy it because they hate plastic. This is a great business model. Great. How do we make them? Well, we need all these toxins.
We put all these chemicals around it. We wrap it in chemicals.
Okay. Well, people think that that's worse. They won't know.
They won't know.
Don't worry. They don't care because people don't actually do the math. I mean, we can give you so many, go ahead. What does Anna say?
Well, Anna Espinosa says, yeah, you can chip a tooth with a metal straw. I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like it just feels like I'd chip it and I'm not a fan.
I have no problem.
I know a guy that did that. Like,
really?
When there was a local bar that I would go to all the time, and they like back when all this was going on, they replaced all their straws with the stainless steel straws, and like the very first day they did it, a guy chipped his tooth.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
Well,
that was a bad reaction I just had.
Yeah,
I'm a dick.
I was gonna say it also seems like it'd burn your lips drinking hot coffee through it. Like it would eat up.
You shouldn't do that.
You can't do that.
Why would you use?
Yeah, you
can't.
Don't do that. Don't listen to him. He's full. Don't do.
Because I have it. So I have a metal straw. Let me just I have one that has a little filter on the bottom, and you put coffee in your cup with just the grounds, and you drink it, and it sips the grounds out of the coffee through the little filter. So that's for camping.
Oh,
why would you just get a cup of coffee? Oh,
because I'm camping.
No, he likes to drink.
Wilderness, man.
He likes to drink the grounds, Philip. Let him drink the dirt, okay? He's a mountain man, and
he can't eat mud anymore.
All of your behaviors are perplexing me.
I know he's got straws stuck to his lips. He's licking newspapers. He's eating coffee grounds. What the hell's going on?
He's not housebroken.
When I worked, and someone was saying, "What about paper cups? What about paper cups?" Those are that's another whole question. Just as bad. And I hate paper cups for coffee. When I used to work at Fox News, and I'd be there doing the morning show, I anchored the morning show Fox and Friends. We get there butt ass early, like 3 a.m. And whichever one of us got in kind of early, whether it was Dave or I or Tucker or I, whatever, whoever got there first, we would usually go and buy a round of coffee for everyone, right? And they always had we always loved like the Dunkin' Donuts styrofoam cups, and it just made the coffee so much better. I hate the paper cups.
Oh,
also.
I disagree.
I don't know.
100%. No, I did not like the styrofoam. And we recently were in one country. Where were we? We were in France, and we got Starbucks, and the cup was made of this paper. The top, instead of the plastic lid that you normally get at a Starbucks, it was a paper lid. And that also was all kinds of wrong. And I'm sure I ingested, a good amount of forever chemicals with that because it was just well-intentioned.
Tom says, wrong. At Fox, did you just show up late every day so you didn't have to buy the round of cup? No, I was there. Good point. But no, we'd always flip-flop buying coffee. So, but and my friend Dave, who was one of my co-hosts at Fox for a while, he would, he loved styrofoam so much that he kept an extra styrofoam cup nearby because he just loved the way that coffee tasted in a styrofoam cup.
Oh, I was telling the kids the other day that when we were kids, we had cup of noodles came in styrofoam. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And then styrofoam, went out of fashion, but that was the way. And now the paper ones burn your hands because styrofoam at least was a bit more insulating.
Oh my God.
Anyway. I'm not going to wax poetic about packaging from the 80s, but at the same time, I don't think we're getting it better. We could go down the list of things that we thought were better and they're not, like plastic bags. Carbon emissions in California went up after they banned plastic due to the energy needs to produce more paper bags. Focus on solar panels, which have a very high carbon footprint, take a lot of water to make and ship. Our focus on electric cars, which use more precious metals, cause more deaths from cobalt mining in the Congo than gas-powered cars. So we could go on. Of course, we all want cleaner resources, but we're doing it wrong because climate anxiety is not rational thought. And so we owe ourselves rational thought. This straw thing is just a good example of how if it had been left alone, we could maybe focus on increasing prosperity of developed nations so that they can better handle their trash instead of what we've put ourselves through. Like, I know this is a first world problem, right? But I hate paper straws. So, there is a lot of research also about the biodegradable plastic and how actually it can be a good thing for the earth by providing food for microbiomes of the sea, but we'll leave that for another day. So I'm just going to end with this meme that it's funny, but it doesn't seem so far off base. This is not a real McDonald's ad, but they're saying, you told us that you didn't like disposable plastic drinking straws. We listen. From 2019, all of our straws will be made of 100% ivory. Because it feels like that's exactly what we did. Yeah. I didn't make up that meme. I just found it online.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, we're doing it wrong.
Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.